Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode in the first Raw after TLC, now on the road to the Royal Rumble. And of course, if you missed TLC, make sure to go back and check it out. If you don't want to be spoiled on anything that went down at the pay-per-view, go back and check it out, because this will be full of spoilers for you. But we are kicking things off here tonight with one half of the former Women's Tag Team Champions in action. Ember Moon going up against our brand new Raw Women's Champion. And yes, it finally happened. At TLC, Shayna Baszler finally cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase that she has been holding on to so dearly ever since Money in the Bank. And finally, the Raw Women's Championship is around the waist of Baszler after Rhea Ripley won the ladder match. But then, straight away, Shayna Baszler in there, taking advantage. Very clever to take opportunities like that. But tonight, Shayna Baszler taking on Ember Moon as her first opponent in her new title reign, which I'm sure Shayna Baszler would love to last forever and ever. Before we get started on the video, make sure to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Let's get started with the contest. Shayna and Ember, straight away, two in a very different fates at TLC. Obviously Shayna winning the Raw Women's Championship. Ember Moon unfortunately getting put through a table to lose the Women's Tag Team Championships. Disappointing night for Ember Moon and Bianca Belair, but you see they're still out here together. They're still working together as a team. They haven't just completely gone away from the women's tag division as soon as they lost the titles, which is always an option for these guys. They were never truly a team, let's be honest. It just kind of happened for them, the women's tag team championships working together. But it's interesting they're still together here tonight, looking to support each other going forward, which is always lovely to see a bit of good friendship between some competitors here. And also helps Bianca Belair getting a good eye on the Raw Women's Champion right now, being able to see what she is like in the ring. Bianca, I'm sure she would love to get an opportunity of that championship at some point down the line. Ember getting a cheeky roll up there, almost catching Shayna off guard, getting a 3 count potentially. And it's like Shayna though, getting Ember up on her shoulders, down the floor now. Ooh, just pulling the back of Ember Moon over her leg. Stretching it out. Stretching out that back of Ember that went flying through a table at TLC. And now Shayna looking to put her to sleep. The same way that she won the championship, by putting Rhea Ripley to sleep. Honestly, the same against Ember, but Ember managing to power out, lifting Shayna Baszler and slamming her down into the mat. We're going to talk about what else we're going to be seeing tonight. In our main event, we will be seeing the new United States Champion in action. He will be taking on Tyler Bate. Andrade versus Tyler Bate in our main event. We'll see the former WWE Champion Drew McIntyre in action. And I'm told he also has some words to say to the people and to your new WWE Champion, Sheamus. We will also have a championship match here on Monday Night Raw, after what happened at TLC where Kevin Owens beat AJ Styles. Well, tonight it is going to be AOP, Kevin Owens Private Security, taking on the Club for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a very interesting match, that one. Shayna now not letting go of Ember Moon, keeping it connected. And now looking to go for the pin, but Bianca Belair distracting her yet again. Bianca being a very good favour to Ember Moon right now, giving Ember a second to get herself back to her feet, get her composure back, and get herself back into this match. But Shayna Baszler straight back on the shoulder, takedown to Ember Moon. Now Shayna getting her up to her feet and into a big suplex to Ember. Ember really needs to fight back in this match if she wants to pick up a victory over the Raw Women's Champion. This has all been very Shayna Baszler centric in this one. I would not want to be Shayna Baszler right now, to be honest with you. You think about all the enemies that she has, all the enemies that she's made over the past few months as Miss Money in the Bank. She's going to have a lot of people trying to come for that championship, trying to take away that belt of hers. It's not going to be a very good place to be Shayna Baszler, but she could do it. She's proved herself as a very capable competitor here in Universe Mode so far. By holding to that Money in the Bank briefcase, defeating Becky Lynch in a ladder match to retain that briefcase, winning it in the first place. That Money in the Bank ladder match is no joke. There were a lot of very dangerous competitors in that match. But let's go back to the action in the ring right now, and Ember Moon fighting back right now, trying to get herself back into this match, and it is working out for her. Those kicks into the corner, and then taking Shayna Baszler down with that double underhook. And now Shayna up to her feet, caught. And is Ember going to go for it? There could be the time for Ember to go up to the top rope, go high risk and go for that eclipse. Shayna Baszler reversing clothesline over the top rope to Ember Moon, and just laughing down at Moon down on the ground. How very savage and rude from Shayna Baszler, doing the same thing over to Bianca Belair, knowing that Bianca cannot put her hands on Shayna Baszler right now if she wants Ember Moon to be able to pick up a victory here tonight. Ember back in the 6 count, but Shayna straight away running a boot to the face, catching Ember Moon off guard, not allowing her a second to get back to her ground. And straight away, Shayna Baszler, Kirifuda clutch. And is this going to be enough? Is Ember Moon going to be forced to tap out right now? Is there any way that Ember can survive this? No, there is not. Ember put to sleep by the Raw Women's Champion. And Shayna Baszler standing tall here tonight. And what a way to celebrate your new championship reign with a big win over a formidable opponent here on Monday Night Raw. You gotta think Shayna's gonna have a long old reign, but it's gonna be filled with lots of bumps along the road. People are gonna want revenge against her Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, just to name a few people who are definitely gonna want their eyes on that Raw Women's Champion, while Shayna Baszler has her dastardly grips upon it. Have to wonder also though where Ember Moon and Bianca Belair are going to go from this. Of course, after losing the Women's Tag Team Championships, where are they going to go? Do they have any particular goals in mind of what they want to do? But wait a second, Shayna Baszler deciding she has not had enough, attacking Ember Moon. Again, it looks like throwing her outside the ring. And wait a second, not going for Ember Moon, instead turning her attention to Bianca Belair right now. Just threatening Bianca behind her back. Wait a second, what is Shayna looking for here? Going under the ring, pulling a chair out. And wait a second, Bianca trying to escape from Shayna right now. And Bianca scared of Shayna Baszler. Shayna playing mind games with Bianca Belair at this moment. But Shayna now changing her mind, going back over to Ember Moon, it looks like. Throwing her back into the ring, and what is Shayna Baszler thinking here? Calling for it, calling her back up again, looking like she's going to lock in another Kirifuda clutch. And the referee calling for help straight away as Shayna Baszler locks it in for the second time. And Ember Moon immediately trying to tap away, trying to get away from Shayna Baszler. What a display from Baszler here tonight, your new Raw Women's Champion. We're talking about things that changed at TLC. This is a sight to see. Drew McIntyre with no gold around his waist. It was a hell of a match at TLC between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Back and forth. Drew McIntyre dropping Sheamus with a whine noise from the top of the ladder. It was a brutal match between those two men. Drew McIntyre had the opportunity to win the match, but he wanted to inflict more pain to Sheamus to kind of get this rivalry done and be done with completely. But Sheamus, he was able to take advantage, catching Drew with a bro kick out of nowhere, and then speared him through the barricade to be able to get that championship from above the ring and pull it down. Oh, Sheamus, your new WWE Champion, and Drew McIntyre, he's going to have some words to say. I've heard he had some words to say after this match, but he's out here tonight to inflict some punishment, and I do not want to be in Shelton Benjamin's boots right now, as Drew McIntyre looking to kind of take his anger out on just some poor someone. And now straight away, Boom into that Future Shock DDT from McIntyre. And of course McIntyre wanting to end things off with a move he could not hit at TLC, the Claymore, but Shelton Benjamin managing to move out of the way. That is not what you normally expect. Shelton somehow managed to outmaneuver the Claymore, but second time's the charm for Drew McIntyre. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre picks up a big victory over Shelton Benjamin. And let's hear what Drew McIntyre has to say about what went down at TLC and the new WWE Champion Sheamus. I'm sure Drew has some very interesting things to say right now. Sheamus, I will give you credit. You were the better man at TLC. You managed to beat me fair and square, pulling down my WWE Championship from above the ring. But Sheamus, this is not over. You have been a thorn in my side for too long, and I know you could not beat me in a straight-up one-on-one match. No weapons, no surprise attacks, just two men fighting with all their power till one man cannot go on. Enjoy the few weeks whilst you're keeping my championship warm. Because of the Royal Rumble, I will regain my WWE Championship when you cannot kick out from a Claymore straight to your arrogant, cocky grin. So Sheamus, I am officially challenging you. Come and face me man to man and prove you deserve to be the WWE Champion. Bold words there from Drew McIntyre, claiming that Sheamus does not deserve that championship, and that Drew McIntyre is going to beat Sheamus for it. To be fair, Sheamus only pulled the championship down from atop the ring. It's not like he had to pin Drew McIntyre to win it, and Drew McIntyre did not get the opportunity to pin Sheamus. But Sheamus, let's see what Sheamus has to say about that. Is he happy about the idea that Drew McIntyre believes he's just keeping the gold warm for him? Does he even accept this one-on-one match at the Royal Rumble? Are we going to see Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus at the Rumble? Or is Sheamus going to have something else to say right now? Let's wait and see what Sheamus has in mind. Drew. I beat you. Simple as that. I beat your ass and then ripped the WWE Championship out of your hands. You are no longer worthy of being in that ring with a champion of my caliber. My reign will not be dashed by pointless rematches where everyone in the crowd knows that I will win. Because I am the greatest WWE Champion of all time. I refuse your challenge. As long as I am champion, you will never get another championship match. Wow. Big words there from Sheamus, saying Drew McIntyre will never get another championship opportunity as long as Sheamus is holding on to the gold. And Drew McIntyre is to oh my goodness, Drew McIntyre straight away punching to the face of Sheamus. And Sheamus needs to get out of there quick. But we move on to our next match here tonight. Oh my goodness, so as long as Sheamus is the WWE Champion, he is not going to give a championship match to Drew McIntyre. You got to think Drew is not going to take that lying down. But if that is what's been agreed with Batista, if Sheamus has got that power to make that official, then I guess Drew McIntyre is kind of in a very sticky situation, not being able to get back his championship from the self-proclaimed greatest WWE champion of all time. We're going to see what happens with that one, but we move on to our Raw Tag Team Championship match. This all really comes from what happened at TLC, where Kevin Owens pretty much, he went one-on-one with AJ Styles, and these guys had a brutal match, let's be honest. I'm surprised AJ is standing here tonight. But luckily for AJ, he is not wrestling here tonight, just in the corner of the club. Because I don't think he would be able to be honest with you. For the club out here to go and face off against AOP after Kevin Owens beat AJ Styles. AOP have been given an opportunity at the Raw Tag Team Championships. This kind of could be, it's probably the one and only opportunity AOP are going to get to the Raw Tag Team Champions, let's be honest. They haven't really had the the best record in tag team matches. You look at the tag team eliminator tournament last month, and they were eliminated in the first round, eliminated by Thorn and Nice. A kind of a tag team which, it was their first victory. They were very much the underdogs going into that match. But somehow they managed to defeat AOP, and of course AOP also have lost to the club before. It may have been a 6-man tag, but they have lost to the club. But it's going to be a very different story tonight, perhaps a more focused AOP. I do not know entirely, but you've got to think they're going to be desperate to get that gold around their waist here tonight in what could be their one and only chance. The club, of course, have held on to these championships since Hell in a Cell after winning them from the demented Hardys, the fiendish Hardy Boys, in the 6-man tag between the club and the Fiend and the Hardys inside of Hell in a Cell to free AJ Styles from the Fiend's clutches. Talking about the Fiend, of course, we saw last night at TLC. Well, the Fiend turned back up. He has been kind of absent by his... He's been weirdly absent, let's say. He was making people's lives hell for such a long amount of time, kidnapping AJ Styles, destroying Finn Balor. Been a very difficult man to deal with. But he turned up last night to get his revenge, to get his payback on Aleister Black. The Fiend coming and attacking Aleister Black with that mandible claw, taking him down and allowing Andrade to capitalise and win the United States Champion, being the first person to pin Aleister Black one-on-one since he has come to Monday Night Raw. And well, I'm sure the Fiend has more messages for Aleister Black in the future. We're going to have to wait and see what he's going to do about all of that and how Aleister Black is going to react to the Fiend interfering in his match and attacking him, costing him his championship, which he held so dear. We'll have to wait and see, but like I said earlier, the new United States Champion will be in action in our main event tonight, going up against Tyler Bate, one half of Moustache Mountain. AOP almost counted out there. Razor caught on the outside, getting to an 8 count. Almost getting himself counted out in this match early on. But Carl Anderson trying to fight back right now. Really trying to do a lot of damage to Razor, but caught by the clothesline. And Razor really needs to get that tag right now to Akam. And yes, he does wisely get in the tag after the beating that Razor's taken in the early beginnings of this match. Akam back into the match now. You think about the AOP, and sure, they don't have the best win-loss record, but you cannot deny their brutality. You cannot deny what they've done for Kevin Owens. If it wasn't for AOP, Kevin Owens wouldn't have been able to break the arm of Sami Zayn so easily. It was that 3-on-1 assault from Kevin Owens and AOP that allowed them to break Sami Zayn's arm all the way back just before Clash of Champions. And AOP have been great fodder for Kevin Owens ever since they have come to his side after he turned his back on Sami Zayn. Carl Anderson getting the tag into Gallows, the big man in this match. AOP, they may look big, but you put them next to Luke Gallows and, well, they do not look big anymore, let's be honest. Gallows turning over Akam right now, and the AOP in a very bad position at the beginning of this match. They need to fight back into this. And AJ Styles trying to get a cheeky shot in there. If the ref had seen that, that would have been a DQ, of course. It's just a regular tag team match. DQs, countouts, all of the normal rules that you would expect in a tag team match. All big elbows to the side of the head and just tossing Akam around the ring like he is nothing. Gallows really taking it to them right now, proving why the club are your Raw Tag Team Champions. And now punches to the midsection into a big boot. Oh, very nice from the club. Good tag team offense to take down AOP, and Akam very much lost in the middle of the ring right now, miles away from his partner, not able to get the tag, not able to fight back. This is not looking good for the private security team of Kevin Owens. And Carl Anderson, oh my goodness, just slamming the head of Akam into the mat. And now grabbing him from behind, taking him down over the knee, trying to damage that back of Akam. And now trying to get the tag to Gallows once again, the quick tags. But Gallows tags himself in, knowing that's what Karl Anderson wanted anyway. But AOP, Akam grabbing Luke Gallows, throwing him into the corner, perhaps looking for that tag to Razor, but instead working down the midsection of Gallows, and oh my goodness, tossing him just the way that Gallows tossed Akam earlier in the match, tossing him across the ring this time instead. But Gallows catching the leg, turning into a big clothesline onto Akam. Akam desperately needing that tag over to Razor right now, once again throwing Gallows into the corner. Punches to the head, this time going for the tag to Razor, and both men grabbing Gallows' knees to the midsection of Gallows and dropping him onto both of their knees, just trying to work down Gallows. If I was the AOP, my plan right now would be to make sure to isolate Gallows. Isolate him, make sure you can do all the damage to one of these two men so they can't get the tag. That is the most imperative thing for the AOP right now. Oh my goodness, look at that, the strength of Razor to be able to perform that move onto Luke Gallows. But you also have to remember the men on the outside of this match, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. What's going to happen with that feud going forward? You got to think it's probably not going to be over after that brutal match at TLC. Those two men really took it to each other at TLC. And of course we also saw Randy Orton get involved in that match, trying to attack AJ Styles for Batista. Of course the match was all brought about because of AJ Styles being, well, teasing, let's say, our general manager Batista about his loss to Shane McMahon at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. And Razor getting a very nice clothesline there to Gallows, almost getting the pinfall, but Gallows back to his feet right now, lifting up and slamming down, the big body slam into the elbow drop from Luke Gallows. But yes, Randy Orton coming in trying to attack AJ Styles during that match. Part of the reason why Kevin Owens was able to beat AJ Styles, but it just came down to the brutal moves that he was using, really damaging the back of AJ Styles in that one. Gallows getting the tag out in this one. Anderson tagging himself in cheekily on the sly. Whether the referee saw it or not, I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like he's okay with it. He was down at the time. Oh, big clothesline catching the leg of Anderson, and clothesline from Razor into Anderson. And the AOP, they've really managed to find their groove in the later part of this match. The beginning was not going well for them. 1, 2. Oh, very close on the sit-down powerbomb. Gallows just managing to break it up, booting the face of Razor. Like I was saying, AOP, they've really managed to get themselves back into this in the second half of this match. Whether the club are tired or whether AOP have just managed to find their groove, I'm not entirely sure, but whatever they've done, it has worked for them. Anderson on the outside dropping Razor, trying to take him out of action right now, trying to prevent him from being able to get back in the ring. Of course, the champions will retain their gold, whether it is a count out or DQ. It is the champions advantage. To a 4 count now. Razor dizzy on the outside, needing to get himself back in the groove, to get himself back in the ring to take on the machine gun as he stands waiting for him in the center of the ring. And finally gets his senses back together, caught straight away with a kick to the face from Karl Anderson. But Razor grabbing Anderson, and up he goes, a huge choke slam from Razor. And Anderson wisely getting out of the ring, trying to get away from Razor right now, catching him into a roll-up. 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Anderson, very close, almost catching the big man from Albania. And now taking him down is Razor. Razor potentially needing to get to that tag sooner rather than later. He's been in this match for a long old time at the moment being. Anderson fighting back, punches to the gut, trying to break up whatever Razor was looking to go for there. And again, a second roll-up. 1, 2. Oh, so close. So close indeed. Razor somehow managing to survive that. And wait a second. The rebound boot to the face of Razor. And Carl Anderson, they're going to, you know what they're going to want to do now? They're going to want to hit that magic killer sooner rather than later. But wait a second, what is Razor thinking here? Going to the outside, but Anderson managing to get back to his senses, getting back into the ring. And he tries to get rid of Akam on the outside. Razor accidentally knocking his partner off of the apron, and Anderson now. Anderson able to take advantage, throwing Razor into the corner, and it looks like it could be time. It could be time for that magic killer. But no, the reversal from Razor, reversing Carl Anderson. Anderson taking too long, thinking about what he was going to do. But now catching Razor, dropping him with that reverse DDT over the back of the knee of Anderson. Oh, wait a second, Anderson now. This time maybe they're going to be going for it. No, they're not, deciding not to go for it. Instead, the big boot combo. The atomic drop into the big boot from the club. Not going for that magic killer right now. You got to think, as soon as they hit it, that is going to be it for this one. So they probably want to get on and do that. But again, the referee knocked down. Hopefully the referee heard the tag. Otherwise, this could be a big problem for the club. As again, they go for the big boot into the splash combo. And Carl Anderson trying to get rid of Akam again. Razor desperately needing that tag. He's been in this match for a long old time at the moment being. And into the corner, Razor goes. Are they going to go for it this time? Razor fighting back. I think they might have been looking for it that time, but Razor fighting back, not allowing the magic killer to go ahead. But he has no partner to tag to. There is no partner in his corner. Razor is alone in the ring right now. Anderson being driven over those ropes, and finally Akam back to his feet, back in the corner. And is Razor going to go for that tag instead? In a second, oh my goodness. 1, 2, Gallows breaking it up. It was a huge move there from Razor. Oh, wait a second, is he going for it a second time? Yes, he is. This Razor's Edge powerbomb kind of thing. 1, 2, 3. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions. Gallows, he didn't break it up in time, accidentally catching Akam as he was trying to break up the pinfall. But they have done it. AOP, probably their one and only opportunity at the championship gold, and they have done it. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions here tonight. And Kevin Owens has got to be happy. 2 nights in a row, he has managed to stand tall over AJ Styles and the club. And now they have taken away the gold from around the waist of the club. New Raw Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain. And they are going to be very, very pleased indeed with that performance. But we move on right now to women's action. Sonya Deville making her way down to the ring, and this is all because Sonya Deville is trying to claim her place in the Royal Rumble. She wants to remind people that she is a threat here in Universe Mode, and she should not be taken lightly. She may have been ignored in recent months, she may have been not getting booked as much as she would have liked in recent months, but she is here to remind everyone that she is not to be forgotten. And she would love to be that number 30 spot in the Women's Royal Rumble, of course. Because Monday Night Raw won at Survivor Series, it is going to be a Raw superstar at the number 30 spot in both of the Royal Rumbles. And Sonya Deville would love for herself to be the number 30 spot in the Women's Royal Rumble. But she is out here tonight to prove that she is going to win the Royal Rumble. That is what she has done. She challenged any woman in the back, challenged them to come out and beat her. And Sonya just wanting to prove how dominant she is going into the Rumble, wanting to prove that she is going to be the woman to win the Royal Rumble 2. And very, very easy work there of Alicia Fox, and Sonya Deville has got to be a strong contender for the Women's Royal Rumble. What a win for Sonya Deville here tonight as she makes her way into that Rumble match and looking for an opportunity at potentially Shayna Baszler or Asuka, our current champions in Universe Mode. But it's time for our main event of the evening. And here he is, one half of Moustache Mountain, who unfortunately came short in the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament, making their way all the way to the finals of the competition, but unfortunately falling short at the very last second, being beaten by The Miz and Rusev at TLC. But Tyler Bate, he has come out here, he wanted an opportunity, and well, he's been given the opportunity against the United States Champion here tonight, and these two have quite a bit of history. Tyler Bate has been trying to kind of get his hands on the United States Championship. He would love to be able to get himself up the card of it. That's kind of been his main ambition, to get these big wins, which he hasn't been able to get very often, but when he has, it's been a big, very big deal for Tyler Bate. He's been one of our best in-ring competitors, but just hasn't been able to put those wins together. But tonight he's going up against the United States Champion Andrade. And while Batista and Andrade and Randy Orton have been a thorn in the side of a lot of men here on Monday Night Raw. But Tyler Bate being one of them. Tyler Bate put through a table by Batista in the backstage area on 1 week of Monday Night Raw. And he's always kind of been around this scene of the United States Championship and all of this stuff going on. And Andrade, he picked up that win. He won the US Champion, being the first man to pin Aleister Black since he has come to Monday Night Raw in a one-on-one singles match. And he is very happy to have that gold around his waist, and with Randy Orton by his side tonight, making sure nothing is going to happen untoward. But of course, we talked about this earlier, but you cannot forget about The Fiend. The Fiend making his appearance, attacking Aleister Black in the middle of the United States Championship match, getting his revenge after Aleister Black took it to The Fiend, being the first man to actually challenge The Fiend, really. He came out in the middle of The Fiend, celebrating after, well, he managed to trick AJ Styles, and The Fiend was caught straight away by Aleister Black with a black mass to the side of the head to The Fiend. The Fiend hadn't been seen for a couple of months, made his return, getting his revenge on Aleister Black, and we'll have to see what goes on between those two men going forwards. You got to think Aleister Black's probably going to want to get that United States Championship back at some point. That championship which he held so dear for such a long amount of time. Andrade taking an early start in this match, being able to get a lot of offense, trying to go for the moonsault, but Tyler Bate getting his knees up, preventing the moonsault from being able to hit its target properly. And Tyler Bate now trying to fight back, trying to pin the United States Champion, who would love to be able to get that huge victory, prove themselves worthy of a future US Championship opportunity. He has had an opportunity in the past, had an opportunity against Aleister Black, came very close to being able to beat Aleister Black, but of course, Aleister Black, such a dominant, strong champion that Tyler Bate unfortunately was not able to make it work on that night. But he would love to get his hands on Andrade for that US Championship. And if he can beat him here tonight in our main event, that would be a huge way to prove that. Andrade, though, catching Tyler Bate with a fireman's carry, and now looking to throw Tyler Bate into the corner. Tyler Bate maybe in a bad position right now. This is not where you want to be. Andrade gloating in the face of Bate as Bate down in the corner, and the Meteora to the face of Tyler Bate. Andrade now gloating over Tyler Bate as he lies on the floor in a bad position. Andrade really taking it to Bate, proving why he deserves to be the United States Champion. But Bate again getting his knees up on the moonsault, not allowing Andrade to hit any top rope offense. Oh my goodness, the deadlift from Tyler Bate, just lifting up Andrade like he is nothing and kipping up, getting himself straight back up, proving that he has got so much energy, this kid. And now Tyler Bate catching him with a reverse Boston Crab, looking to make Andrade tap out. Andrade very close to the ropes, though, managing to power out, knocking the leg of Tyler Bate away. And Andrade now the series of punches and chops to Tyler Bate. Oh, and that reverse elbow, that spinning back elbow, catching Bate completely off guard. And now Andrade calling for him, calling him up, looking for that hammerlock DDT. But Tyler Bate reversing. And now he's got him in position. Tyler Driver 97. 1, 2. No! So close there from Tyler Bate. And now needs to keep up that momentum, but Andrade catching him, throwing him over the top rope, and he's now caught in a bad position. Andrade, oh, dropping him. Elevated DDT, taking some, tips from his associate on the outside, Randy Orton. Oh my goodness, huge spinning top rope move there from Andrade. 2. Tyler Bate just managing to kick out. Tyler Bate had his one opportunity there. That Tyler Driver 97, can he manage to hit it again? If he can do it again, he can probably do it. He might be able to beat Andrade, the United States champion, in the middle of this ring. Wait a second. Oh my goodness, look at that offense. Andrade, a man full of surprises. That springboard there. Very nice indeed from Andrade. Almost taking down Tyler Bate, catching him completely off guard. Wait a second, now he's calling through. Can he hit it this time? The second time of asking. And this time he locks in the hammerlock. DDT. And 1, 2, 3. And Andrade picks up the big victory here tonight, managing to beat Tyler Bate in our main event of Monday Night Raw. Just managing to do it though. Tyler Bate almost winning with that Tyler Driver 97 in the middle of the match, but unfortunately Andrade managing to kick out and eventually hitting that hammerlock DDT and proving that he is a worthy United States champion. Sure, he may not have won it in the fairest ways, but he is still your United States champion. He is still worthy of being the United States champion. Andrade celebrating his victory, but wait a second, Randy Orton giving Andrade a chair. And Andrade scaring off the referee, and these two men look like they're going to injure. They're going to injure Tyler Bate, but Finn Balor making his save. He is saving Tyler Bate after Finn Balor was destroyed by Brock Lesnar at TLC. After Batista sent Brock Lesnar to go and take out Finn Balor. Finn Balor fighting back against Batista. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.